My name is Omar, and now we will present our midterm project for object-oriented programming. So now we have here our task. So we are a developer that is needed to create a simplified simulation of how a smartphone behaves when used by a person throughout the day. So for our simulator, it should represent a smartphone device that can perform the same thing as our phones. Common daily activities such as communicating, managing media, connecting to networks, and interacting with internal components. So, as this is our object-oriented programming, our topic for midterm is class relationships and aggregation. So now we will solve this using all of those topics. So our program requirements that students must design a program that represent a smartphone device that manages multiple capabilities and components. It must include several types of application or services that share common characteristics but perform different behaviors. We should also demonstrate relationships between the smartphone and its internal components, as well as relationships between applications and the device. So we should also allow a simulated user to perform different actions with a smartphone, triggering interactions between objects. It should also show how the smartphone coordinates its subsystems when tasks are executed. So let's get over to how we made our object-oriented programming Java code. Thank you.
Good day guys, I'm Andre Barina and sa video na to, itatakal natin or aalamin natin ano nga ba ang nilalaman o ang purpose ng network Java at ng battery Java. So ito na tayo. So first, i-explain ko anong purpose ng class na ito. So this class called network which represent the phone's network connection. So ang purpose ng class na to is nagsisimulate siya kung paano ang smartphone nagko-connect sa isang networks such as Wi-Fi or data. So, inside the class, may kita nyo dito, meron tayong private boolean named connected and meron siyang default value na false, nakaset sa false. Then, ang purpose nito is to keep track of whether the network is connected or not. Then, so, since nakaset siya as default value na false. So, meaning, ang phone is nag-i-start siya in a disconnected state. Next, meron tayo ditong public void connect method. So, this method is responsible for establishing the network connection. And first, it checks the phone is not yet connected. So, if it's not connected, so it changes the connected variable ito sa baba ito true and print a message network connected. Then this ensures that the connection only happens once and avoid repeated connection. Then finally, makita nyo dito meron tayong public boolean is connected method. So this method is simply returns the current status of the network connection and it allows other part of the program to check the phone if it's connected or not. So overall, this class demonstrate a simple way to manage a network and using a network connection using a encapsulation and conditional logic. So next, so now dito naman tayo sa battery.java. So first explain ko sa iyo na this code defines this class called battery, which is ang ang purpose nito is to track and manage the phone's battery level. So inside the class, may kita niya meron tayong private integer variable named level. Then this variable represent the battery percentage, and nakita nyo naman initially set ito into 100. So meaning ang battery ang meaning is ang battery is nag-i-start siya sa fully charged muna. Then kita nyo dito ang Ang main functionality ay hinahandle ng drain method natin. Nakikita niyo public void drain method with the parameter amount. So this method reduce the battery level by a specific amount, and it uses the mathmax method or function to ensure that the battery level never goes down below zero, so to prevent invalid negative values. And after reducing the battery, the program prints the current battery percentage to show the update status, and additionally, this method check if the battery level has reached zero. And if it has, or if it has reached the battery zero, it prints a message indicating that the battery is dead and the phone will shut down. So this class is also has a get level method, so which this returns the current battery percentage and allows the other parts of the program to monitor the battery status. Then also finally, the is dead method, kita na dito, checks whether the battery is already empty, and it returns a true if the battery level is 0 or below, and false otherwise. So overall, this class is demonstrating that how to safely manage a battery system using validation and a conditional checking and encapsulation. So that's all for this video. Thank you.
Hello, Tangal, greetings. My name is Hartley Adona and i-explain ko yung microphone and speaker class namin sa program na ginawa namin, which is yung smartphone program. So una is itong microphone. So simple lang siya. Sa loob ng microphone meron tayong activate method. So yung microphone syempre nag-activate siya kapag tatawag tayo or gagawa tayo ng call, since kailangan ng microphone doon. So kapag gumawa tayo ng call or naka-receive tayo ng call, mag-activate yung microphone natin. So doon ginagamit itong activate na method. Sunod naman is yung speaker. Yung speaker, ginagamit siya kapag magpe-play tayo ng music or kahit anong program na kailangan ng speaker. So kapag gumamit tayo nun, dito gagana yung function or yung method na play. Tapos magpiprint lang tayo ng speaker plus sound, which is kung ano yung pinilay natin, meaning na-activate na yung speaker. So para malaman nyo na part talaga ng smartphone or cellphone yung microphone or speaker namin, is dito makikita nyo na dineclare namin yung speaker and microphone sa loob ng smartphone, meaning gumamit tayo ng aggregation. So gumamit tayo ng aggregation, meaning pwede mag-exist yung microphone and speaker independently kahit walang smartphone. So naging parte lang sila ng smartphone kasi yung smartphone meron siyang speaker and microphone talaga. So aggregation yung tawag doon. And paano ba ginagamit ng smartphone yung speaker and microphone natin? So dito meron tayong getters para sa speaker and microphone. So kung gagamit ng speaker or microphone yung smartphone natin, dito pumapasok yung getters. So kapag gusto mo gumamit ng speaker, gagamit tayo ng get speaker, and then magre-return yon ng speaker. Kung gagamit ka ng microphone, mag-get microphone tayo, and then magre-return yon ng microphone. So pag nag-return tayo, ibig sabihin na-activate na yung microphone or yung speaker natin. And ito yung example ng paggamit ng speaker and microphone. So dito meron tayong um, method na make call. So yung installed in open yung microphone natin, ibig sabihin makakagawa tayo ng call. And dito naman kung meron tayong speaker, ibig sabihin makakapag-play tayo ng song. And so ayun, microphone and speaker, in summary, yung microphone and speaker, they can exist individually without the smartphone. So part sila ng aggregation sa smartphone. So merong microphone and speaker yung smartphone natin. And lastly, pwede sila mag-exist individually, pero yung smartphone, kakailanganin ng smartphone yung microphone and speaker to function and perform its task. And yun lang po, and thank you.
Good evening po, Sir Pat. I'm Jomar A. Aquino, and I will discuss the application class. And this class represents a basic app on a phone, and each app knows its name and whether it's open and which open belongs to. And we can open or close the app and opening it automatically and uses some battery. And other apps like Messenger or Music Player can inherit from this class to renew its features. And as you can see at the top of the code, we declare the package smartphone to organize our code. Then we create the application class inside the that's it. And inside we have three main variables, and which is the name, stores the app's name, and is open variable. It keeps track if it's open or closed, and the phone variables links the app to smartphones. And the next is we have a constructor here, and the constructor here, it sets the app's name and the phone belongs to when we create a new app object. And next, we have a getter method, and the get name returns the app's name, and is open naman po is tell us if the app is open or closed. And this let us access information safely without touching the variable directly. And next po is the open method, and the open method tries to open the app, and it first is checks if the phone is on, and if it's off, it will print a message and does nothing. And if the phone is on, and will set is open to true, and will print that the app is open and drains a small amount of battery. And the close method simply sets is open to false and prints that the app is closed. And next is why other apps inherit the from application. And because application class already has the basic features every app needs, and inheritance allows new apps to renew these features and also add their own behavior. And finally, inheritance makes it easy for the phone to treat all the apps in the same way, and no matter what app it is, the phone knows it can call open or close. And because all apps share the same base class, and this makes the program simpler, cleaner, and easier to manage. And in in real life, this code could be part of a larger smartphone program, and that may manage just multiple apps, tracks battery usage, and ensure apps don't open when the phone is off. And that's all. Thank you.
Dangal greetings, my name is Jose Palaparese and I'm going to present the Camera App class. So, Camera App extend application, which is the base class we made for all the apps on the phone. So the first thing to notice is the constructor. It simply just passes the camera and the phone object up to the parent class. So camera app overrides two methods from application, which is the open method and the closed method, because the camera behaves differently from a regular app. So in the open method, instead of printing the usual camera opened message, it just says camera ready. It also checks if the phone is on first. So if it's off, you can't open it. And it drains 4 units of battery because launching a camera is heavier than a normal app. For the close method, it is simpler. It just checks if the camera is actually open before the closing it. So you don't get weird behavior from closing something that already closed. The last one is the capture method, which is the camera specific method, and it checks that the app is open. It prints the photo captured message and it drains 8 battery units. It's more than opening because taking a photo is the most expensive operation here. So the main design idea is just that the camera has its own power cost and its own messaging. So it overrides the default instead of inheriting them blindly. And that's all for the camera app, and thank you for watching.
So, Dangal greetings. My name is Alexander Valderrama and ngayon explain ko yung messaging app and browser app na available sa smartphone simulator namin. So, ngayon, unang-una, both class na browser and messaging app na to, ayun, so, ang ano nila is, para sila na-extend nila yung application which is parent class. Ayan. Parehas yan dito. Ito. So, next naman. So, dahil in-inherit nila yun, in-extend nila lahat ng behavior na meron sa application is ma-access nilang dalawa. Kagaya ng close, open, and get name is open. Lahat ng method is ma-inherit nila lahat ng behavior. So, also, yung messaging app na class and then browser app, nag-share din sila ng similar behavior na automatically wherein automatically is nagko-connect sila sa network if walang connection available bago i-perform yung mga action na to. So, ngayon is ngayon naman yung difference nila. So, ang difference naman nila is kung gaano yung ginagawa nila is sending sa messaging app, dito naman sa browser ay visit. So, ayun. Tapos, una pa palang difference, dagdag ko lang is yung how much yung nadidrain nila na battery. Ito dito, tapos ito. Ganun. Ito. Tapos naman, dito na tayo sa code ng message. Sa message muna tayo. Dito sa message. Bale, dito sa message, unang-una, sabi ko nga kanina, in-extend nila yung application which is parent class. So, dito, kapag ginawa mo yung messaging app na class, tinatawag nito yung parent class na constructor. So, bale, para matawag yun, gumamit tayo ng super keyword. So, bale, requirement yan na kapag tinawag mo to, tapos meron kang parent na ganito, automatically, dapat yung constructor mo is meron siyang super keyword na laman ng application na to, na constructor ng application. So, ayun lang yun. So, bale, ayun nga, dito na tayo sa method ng message app. So sa messaging app, meron siyang method lang na isa. So, ito, may send na meron siyang parameter na send message. So, dito, kapag tinawag naman to, unang-una, check niya muna kung yung app ba is open first. So, magra-run lang tong mga app na to kung, sabi ko nga kanina, kung naka-open yung application. So, sabi ko nga kanina, itong dalawang app na to is in-inherit nila yung behavior na meron yung parent, which is yung application. So, balik lang tayo dito sa message app na bali magra-run lang to, ibig sabihin kung naka-open yung application natin. So, makikita natin yan dito. Ito, sa method na to. So, kapag in-open natin yan, di ba, kapag tinawag natin tong open, di ba, masiset natin yan sa true. Ito, sa true. So, dahil naset natin siya sa true, mangyari is, yung validation na to, is ibig sabihin, papasa siya dyan. Hindi siya agad matatapos dyan kasi dadaan na siya dito. Kasi ang lang naman doon, ang dapat natitingnan mo dito is kapag inano mo yung open, ibig sabihin, masiset siya sa true. So, ngayon, ibig sabihin, yung value ng itong isa open na to is true. So, mangyari dan is, ibig sabihin, kapag yun, true. So, ito, ibig sabihin, kapag na true to, ibig sabihin, hindi natin tinawag yung open. So, ang mangyari, ang mag-message siya ng not open. Ganun. Tapos, next naman na mangyari, sabi nga natin kanina is, successfully na-open na natin yung smartphone kasi tinawag natin yung open na method. So, dito, ang nangyari, ngayon naman, kung open na yung app natin, ngayon, ang next na process is, chinecheck niya na, ginagawa nito is, check na automatically, dapat kukonek yung phone na kapag open yung app natin. So, bale dito, kung yung phone is, hindi siya connected, ang mangyayari, tinatawag niya to na phone.network.connect. So, ang ginagawa nito is, yung user, hindi niya na kailangan na manually connect ng paulit-ulit sa network. Kasi bago pa lang siya mag-send ng message dito sa part na to, yung app na mismo yung mag-handle on its own sa background niya. And yun yung pinakamagandang way na para mabilis, hindi na siya paulit-ulit na maglalagay mag-ulit-ulit na magko-connect sa network na pipindut-pindutin niya pa yun. So, bale, dahil na nga tayo, meron na, unang-una, naka-open na yung app natin. Sunod, meron na tayong network. So, ang next naman is, yung gagawin na natin yung function niya mismo, yung ginagawa niya. So, ang mangyayari, ngayon, mag-print na siya ng message, tapos, kapag print siya ng message, ngayon, mag-drain siya ng battery. So, kumpara sa browser kanina, mas malaki to. May mas maliit siya kumpara sa browser. Na dito kasi sa message natin, mag-drain lang sa battery is 3%. So, ayun, mag-message siya ng value dito, ang ending nito, mag-print siya ng message, tapos, pag-print niya ng message, ang na-consume nun is 3% na battery. So, moving on naman sa browser app. Dito sa browser app, same way kanina. So, para sila, in-extend nga nila yung application in-extend nila yung application katulad ng messaging app. So, dahil yun, same lang sila. Pinalog lang din nila yung same pattern, and sabi ko nga kanina is, it is a requirement na dapat yung browser app mo na merong parent class is yung constructor nun is nasa loob and gamit yung super keyword. So, kailangan yun para ma-access yung laman ng constructor na meron yung parent class, which is itong application. So, dahil yun, through super keyword is madali nating na-access. Yun, hindi na tayo magsusulat pa ng marami na this dot name ulit, this dot, this dot phone, ganun, equal to phone. Yung mga ganun. So, moving on naman, dito tayo sa method naman ni browser. So, dito, meron siyang method na nagbi-visit ng URL. So, bali dito, unang-una, kagaya kanina nga, so, dahil nga, pare sila ni messaging app na nag-inherit ng behavior ni application, same way din sila na gagana katulad kanina na kapag ito is hindi naka-open, mangyari is hindi to gagana ng app na to. Ganun. So, sinabi ko kanina, sabihin natin na naka-open siya, yung value ng is open is sinet niya sa true. So, ang mangyayari dito sa browser is dahil sinet niya sa true, ito is papasa siya dito, hindi agad siya titigil kasi nakaset na sa true yung open natin. Ibig sabihin yan, yung natin, yung browser is naka-open na, hindi na natin kailangan pang dumaan dyan. So, next naman is sabihin natin naka-open na rin tayo katulad kanina sa messaging app. Ngayon naman sa sa co-connect naman tayo ng network. So, bali dito sa network na to, ngayon kung yung phone network is hindi siya naka-connect kasi dahil dito sa na to symbol, ang mangyari, tatawagin niya tong phone.getwork.connect. What it does is, ibig sabihin lang yan, the user is hindi niya na need manually connect sa network bago siya mag-visit ng website. So, bali, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, so, yung app na yung mismong nag-handle on its own sa background niya, sa background processing niya. Ganun yung nangyayari. So, next naman, kagaya kanina, naka-open na yung app natin, pumasa na siya dyan, tapos, meron na rin siyang, internet connection. So, maglo-load na yung, main function niya, na dito sa browser is, kapag nagpiprint siya ng URL, kapag yung function niya is ganito. Ito yung function niya mismo, ang nangyari, nagpiprint siya ng URL, tapos, na being loaded, tapos, so, sinabi ko kanina is, compare sa messaging app, mas malaki to. Mas malaki yung amount na battery na ko-consume niya, which is 6, ganun. Kasi naglo-loading habang piniprint yung URL habang loading, ganun. Tapos, gamit niya pa yung method na get battery tapos drain. So, ibig sabihin yan, yung battery, meron siyang method na kinukuha yung battery and nag-drain sa loob ng class na battery class, ganun. So, dahil yun nga, sabi ko kanina, dahil mas mataas ng consume nito kasi higher than messaging kasi dahil yung browser is more power intensive, and that's it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kim Jasper T. Cruz, and now I will explain how both use the speaker component and battery drain differences per action in calling up and music up. So let's get to it. So first is how they share the speaker. So both calling up and music up never hold a direct reference to the speaker themselves. Instead, they go through their shared smartphone instant by calling phone.getSpeaker. Ito, phone.getSpeaker. Then invoke play. That play song in the music app and play ringing tone in calling up. So this means the same hardware speaker object services both up. So there's no duplication of audio hardware. The difference is purely in what string gets passed. So in calling up, it's passed ringing tone, while the music app sends whatever the song title the user requests. So, next is yung battery drain differences daw nila. So, yung calling up, it drains 10%. Heavier because placing a call involves network radio activity on top of audio playback. So, next is music up. So, yung music up daw drains 5%. Lighter because it's only local audio only. So, and that's pretty much it.
Hello everyone, my name is Mark Christian S. Amador, and my part is to cover the smartphone class, specifically how the phone is built, how it turns on and off, and how the is on variable controls everything. Then first, we gotta start with the smartphone object. When the smartphone object is created, all the constructors runs immediately, and then nagtitake po siya ng one argument which is the model name, and it does two things. First, it builds the hardwares. It creates the battery, the network, the speaker, and then the microphone. And this ito pong mga to is directly owned by the phone itself, which is we call the aggregation. Then the second, it installs all the 5 apps by default. Each app po, it receives this which is a reference to the phone itself, so that they can be reached by the hardware, like they can reach hardware like the battery later when they are needed for the program. Then next one is the power on. Is on is a true or false variable that tracks whether the phone is on or off. When po yung power on is called, the first check is if the phone is already on. If it is, it stops immediately para po ma-prevent from turning the phone on twice. And then kapag ka naman po naka-true, it prints power on. And then parang dinidrain niya po yung battery by 5% for turning the phone on. And then the power off. Power off works the opposite way naman from the power on. It checks the phone if it's already off, and if naka-off na po siya, it stop po siya immediately. Otherwise, the is on is false. It close all the app first to clean everything up, and then prints power off. Ito. Then next, we're gonna find the close all apps. The close all apps here. This method goes through every app one by one, then it closes it. Before closing each app naman po, first po, dino-double check niya po muna. First po, it checks whether the app is marked as installed, and then chine-check niya po whether the app actually exists in the memory by making sure it's not labeled as null. Then the reason po ang reason po kaya po natin chine-check sila pareho is needed po gawa po ng an app is uninstalled. When app is uninstalled, things happen. It gets marked as not installed, and the reference in the memory sets to null. So kapag po chinek lang po natin isa lang, not the other, we could end up trying to close something na hindi na po nag-i-exist, which would crash the entire program. Kaya po kailangan po natin silang i-check pareho to make sure na we only close the apps that are truly still running and that is truly still there. And then next, go back tayo sa si is on variable. The is on variable naman po is a master switch of the whole phone. It start off as false like we see it here. Yan. Variable is on. Is nakaset po siya sa false. Then the moment it first create, the phone is off. The moment it is first created, every time the phone turns on or off, the variable gets updated to reflect the current state po ng phone natin. Then there's also the public method that is called the is on kanina. Ay, ito pala yan, the is on. It simply returns whether the value of is on is what the value of is on is currently holding. This important po to kasi po nag-a-allow po to para sa other parts of the program such as the simulator to check whether the phone is on or off before allowing the users to perform any actions. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you. On to the next presenter, please.
So Dangal greetings po. So Patrick, my name is Alvarez Flores, and today I'm going to explain our group project. My part is phone app systems, the smartphone one. It's just a continuation, but it's we're gonna tackle about install app, uninstalling, and so on. So first on, we have install app. So this is our Java code that this is basically simulates how a smartphone manages its apps. Think of it like para siya pong behind the scenes logic ng ating smartphone. So ako po siyang paano ini-install yung mga apps, binubuksan, at nagre-run ng mga specific action. So first po, we have the install app. Okay. And we have this method. So, ang ginagawa po ng install app ay pretty straightforward lang po. Maglalagay lang po kayo ng name ng app. So, example, camera, or music app, calling app, messaging app. And ang ginagawa po nito ay chine-check po nung phone po. Ang tanong po ay tinatanong ko kung installed na ba talaga 'to. 'Pag hindi po, ang ginagawa niya po ay create ng instance of that app. Nililipat niya po yung boolean flag sa true, para po malala ng app na basically na-install na siya at ta's dine-drain na din yung battery ng 6 units. Kasi yung pag-install po ng apps ay nagbabawas ng power sa smartphone. Example po, if yung app na example is music app, 'pag already installed na po yun, ay ang sasabihin lang po nila ay nasabi na already installed. Tapos, next naman po, we have the uninstall app. Okay. Ang ginagawa po nun ay basically reverse ng ginagawa ng install. Una po ay chine-check kung yung app, specific app ay installed na talaga. Then, kino-close niya yun para ma-shutdown yung loop. Ang ginagawa niya po dun sa app na yun ay sineset yung object sa null para po mag-free up ng memory and as previously mentioned before po, nagde-drain po ulit siya ng battery pero 4 units lang. Ang pag-uninstall po ng app ay mas murang mag-ano ng battery kaysa sa installing. So, going on naman po, dito po sa app, open and close. So, basically po, mas simple po silang dalawa, open and close app. Ang ginagawa po nito, check niya po nila basically kung isang specific app, kung messaging app ay installed. Pag hindi po, hindi po sila hindi po talaga sila gumagana. Nagsa-stop lang po sila dun. Pag install po siya, tinatawag niya po yung app na sariling lang open and or close na method. One thing worth noting po example po, when you call the calling app, ito po, kasama rin po yung microphone. Ina-activate niya po yung microphone automatically kasi po 'pag sa cellphone po kasi 'pag natawag po kayo, may mic na po talaga 'di ba na automatic dun, um, ganun po yun and lahat po ng ano, yung calling app lang po yung may ganyan na feature and none other apps are wala po silang ganyan na tapos meron po tayong close app na po and, close all apps. Basically po, simple din po 'to, ni-loop niya lang po yung every possible na app na na-install, chine-check po nila kung nag-e-exist and basically kino-close lang po yun. Example po 'pag pinatay niyo po yung phone niyo, nako-call po siya. Nako-call po siya automatically, may ibig sabihin kino-close niyo po lahat ng apps or kung gusto niyo po ay ikaw mismo mag-choose ng option na yun. Lang turn on, have, next po dito sa app specific, actions, medyo mahaba-haba. We have a set of action methods. Mga bagay po na send message, make call, play music, take photo, browse website, and, yun. Each one po ay basically pare-parehas lang silang pattern. Bago silang gumawa ng isang bagay, nagka-call po siya ng helper, basically po para po i-check kung na-install yung app and bukas po yung app. 'Pag either condition fails po, magsa-stop po yun at sasabihin po agad sa inyo. 'Pag, both po ay everything's good, i-aano po yung actual work to the app object mismo po. So, example po, messaging, text, yan, messaging send text, calling call number, music play song, mga app, yeah, capture, browser visit, pag sa browser po. And, so on, right, ano po ba? Tapos, dito naman po tayo sa helper methods. Internal helps, first one is install. So, dito na po tayo sa two private helper methods. Sila po yung basically na tagabuhat ng behind the scenes. Ang first po natin ay is install. Ano nga ba po ang ginagawa ng is install? Check niyo po yung boolean flag, kung ano po yung tinatanong niyo basically. Pag hindi po siya installed, it prints a helpful message and returns false. Simple. And second one is required is installed and open. Yung una pong ginagawa nito, kino-call niya po yung unang method na is installed and 'pag nag-pass po yan, chine-check niya po yung app kung currently open po by, kino-call niya po yung is open sa app object. 'Pag hindi po open yung app, ang sasabihin po ng is installed and open ay sasabihin po niya na, it tells you to, open first, ito po. I-message mo first. Ayan po yung lalabas 'pag hindi po open yung, application. Ang helper po na 'tong dalawa ay sila po yung aayos ng mga lahat ng method ginagawa po nilang, malinis at consistent, na instead po na paulit-ulit yung mga checks. Ang ginagawa po nila ay sinusulat po sila ng isang beses at nire-reuse nila. So, summarize lang po lahat. Basically po ang summary po lang lahat ng code ito Ang code po na 'to ay basically yung operating system layer ng isang cellphone, isang smartphone. Kinokontrol niya po yung full life cycle ng isang application. Yung kanina po, install, open, use, close, uninstall. And may ano po siya, guardrails, every step. Para po, basically, para siyang guide na mini-make sure nila na lahat ng mga bagay ay ay nagana sa tamang order. Isa po siyang solid example of how to use object-oriented principles, basically to keep logic organized and responsibilities really separate. Yun lamang po. Thank you po.
Greetings po. My name is Daryl Siobiet and I'm presenting the main class na ang pangalan po is Smartphone Simulator. Dito po muna tayo sa pinaka-main. Dito po is gagamit po tayo ng scanner and mag-ano po tayo ng object installation na ang class name po is smartphone and yung object po na phone. Equal new smartphone, yung lalagay po natin is yung model name na Galaxy S25. After that, mag-installation po tayo ng string input ng equal po is MP string. While true po, dito po magtatanong po yung system kung gusto po ng user i-open yung phone or hindi po. If yung user po na input is equal to yes and or no, magbe-break po siya. And else naman po, magdi-display po ng print na invalid input. If yung input po ay equal to y or it means yes po, magpiprint po siya ng phone is turning and tatawagin niya po yung phone that power on. Else naman po, mag-goodbye print po siya and yung scanner po is i-close niya and return. Next is mag-installation po tayo ng boolean na ang pangalan is keep running na ang set value is true. While yung keep running po and yung phone is that on, then and yung that phone is get battery that is dead. Dito po kapag naka-open pa rin yung phone, magtatanong pa rin po siya ng menu. Dito po sa menu is yung first display menu and battery, tapos kukunin niya po yung battery percentage using phone that get battery that get level, and one po is the application management. Dito po yung install and uninstall the application. Next is yung number 2 is messaging, 3 is calling, 4 music, and 5 camera, 6 browser, 7 if yung user po ay want i-close yung mga naka-on na tabs or apps, and yung last po yung power off. Dito po mag-ano po tayo ng int na choice equal read int with parameter scan. Dito po tayo sa switch. Ito po yung pinaka main switch po. Switch yun, kukunin po yung input. Case 1, tatawagin niya po yung app management menu and ipapasok niyo yung parameter na scan and phone. Sabay break po. Doon naman po tayo sa case 2 na if yung phone po is not is up install, messaging po. Yung magpiprint po siya ng messaging is not installed. And tatawagin nyo yung post with parameter scan, then break po. After po nung if else, yung phone po, ibig yung phone that open up messaging, ibig sabihin po nito is naka-install po yung messaging po sa application. And tatawagin nyo po yung messaging menu, ipapasok nyo yung scan and phone, then break po. Case 3, if yung not phone that is up that install po calling, dito naman po yung kagaya po sa switch 2 na titignan nyo po muna kung naka-install ba o hindi yung calling application po. And kapag hindi po naka-install, piprint lang po siya ng calling is not installed. Then post scan and break. After nung if po, tatawagin na po yung phone that open up calling with calling menu with parameter na scan and phone, then break. Next way is yung switch 4 na para naman po sa music. If yung phone that's not is up installed music, print lang po ng music is not installed, then post with parameter scan and break. After that, if yung naman po is naka-install, tatawagin niya po yung phone that open up music with music menu and parameter scan phone, sabay break po. Switch case 5, dito naman po is para sa camera. If yung camera po is not installed, print lang po siya ng camera is not installed, tatawagin niya po yung post with parameter scan and break. If yung camera naman po is naka-install, lang po siya, tatawagin niya po yung phone that up camera menu with parameter scan and phone, after none break po. Case 6 po, sa pag-browser naman po na application. If yung browser po is not installed, gaya lang po ng nakaraan na mag-print lang po siya ng browser is not installed, then tatawagin po yung post with parameter scan and break. If naka-install naman po, tatawagin niya po yung phone that open up with parameter string po browser, then browser menu with parameter scan and phone, then break po. Dito naman po sa case 7, ang gagawin niya lang po naman is yung lahat ng apps na naka-open po is i-close niya. So, by doing that, phone.close all apps, and tatawagin yung post with parameter scan, break. Then, yung pinaka-last, case 8, lang po siya, power off lang po. Yung tatawagin niya lang po yung phone.power off, and yung value po ng keep running na dating naka-true, isa-set niya po sa false and break. Yung default po na if yung yung user po is hindi po mag-enter ng within 1 to 8 po, magano lang po siya, invalid choice. Dito naman po tayo sa battery run out. If naman po yung phone.getBattery is dead, magdi-display lang po siya ng battery drain and phone is shutting down. Sabay, tatawagin niya lang po yung phone.power off. Yung battery po dito is nakaset po siya sa 100%. After that, i-close nyo po yung scanner and display na simulator end. Dito po tayo sa app management menu. Dito po yung kanina po na ipapasa yung parameter na scan and phone. Dito naman po is magtatanong po yung system kung want siya po install ng app or mag-uninstall po. Gagawa po tayo ng int choice with equal read int scan. Dito naman po sa if, yung if choice po is not equal to 1 and choice is not equal to 2, lang po siya. Invalid na dapat yung user po is mag-enter ng 1 or 2 lang po. Bawal po yung negative and 3 second po. And tatawag yung pause and return. If naman po siya, if 1 po yung niya, yung sinelect, display lang po siya na app name, messaging, calling, music, camera, and browser. Sabay, magkano po tayo ng string app name na kukuha po ng user enter po. After na po yung if choice is equal to 1 po, magkano lang po siya. Phone.install app name po yung gusto nyo pong i-install. Otherwise po, else, phone.uninstall app name po. And post, scan. Dito na po tayo sa sub-menu. First is the messaging menu. Yung while true po, magpiprint lang po siya na mag-ask if the user po, hanggang yung user is mag-enter po ng number 3 na back. Yung case 1 po natin is yung magsasend ng message. Yung case 2 po is close up. Case 1, ayun nga po, magsasend lang po siya ng message with, tatawagin niyo po yung phone.send message with a parameter scan.next line. Sabay, pause, scan, and break. Case 2 po is, yung i-close niya po yung, yung app. Tatawagan niya lang po yung phone.close app, messaging, close, scan, and break. And the last is yung case 3 na i-return niya lang po, ibabalik niya po yung user sa pinaka main menu po. And default, ito nga lang po yung yung kapag hindi nag-enter yung user ng within 1 to 3, lang po siya ng printing na invalid choice. Next po tayo sa calling menu with the parameter scan and phone. While true po, kagaya po dun sa messaging menu, mag-a-ask lang po siya ng within 1 to 3 pa rin po na kung gagawa po siya ng call, i-close niyo po yung app or babak po siya sa main menu. Yung case 1 po, printing the number to calling, and yung phone.make call, dito po sa is mag-enter ka po ng number, of course po, para makatawag po, and pause, scan, then break. Case 2, yung pag-close naman po, tatawagin lang by close.app, close up calling. Case 3, return lang po sa main menu, default within 1 to 3 lang po, choice set dapat. Next is the music menu. While true lang po, kagaya ng mga printing ng menu ng music, 1, play song, 2, close up, and 3, back. Switch, read at scan. Phase 1, printing song title, mag-enter po ng song title yung user, sabay tatawagin niya po yung phone.play song with yung po, in-enter niyo. And post that parameter with scan, break, phase 2, closing up, phone.close up with music parameter. Sabay sawag ng close with parameter scan and break. Case 3, return to the main menu. With default, yun nga po, dapat invalid po yung choices, yung user po na mag-enter ng 1, 2, 3 lang po. Next, the camera menu. While true po, printing lang po ng camera menu. 1, take photo, 2, close up, 3, back. Case 1, take photo lang po, tapos close up with parameter scan, break. Dito po sa sa phone take photo po, lang po ang message lang po is yung clicked. Case 2 is yung phone.close up camera with sabay post with parameter scan and break. Case 3, returning, default, within the range lang po dapat yung enter na 1, 2, 3. Last sa po is yung browser menu. While true po, printing menu lang po ng browser, visit website, close up, and third is the back. Case 1, print URL and mag-enter po yung user ng URL. Sabay, found the browser website with parameter scan.next line. Post with parameter scan and break. Case 2, closing up lang the browser by close the phone.close up with parameter browser. Post with parameter scan, break. Case 3, returning to the main menu. Default, dapat maging valid yung user na within 1, 2, 3 lang po yung i-enter. Dito naman po tayo sa mga helpers. First is yung read int with scanner parameter. Dito lang po, magta-try catch lang po. If yung user lang po is dapat mag-enter ng scan, integer po. And catch yung number format and returning -1. Next, the last helper po is yung post with scanner. Dito naman po sa post, ang na lang po is mag-print lang po siya ng press enter to continue and next line lang po siya. And that's all lang po for smartphone simulator. Thank you po.
My name is Omar and I will now present our output. So after all of the code, this is how it goes. This is how the program goes as our output. So first up, we will be asked if we want to turn on the phone. So yeah, Y is for yes and N is for no. If we type no, it will say goodbye. But we should type Y if we want to turn it on. But if the user inputs an invalid input, it would show an error message. So now let's turn on the phone. So as you can see here, we will now have our menu and also our phone information. So it is Galaxy S25, our example phone that is powered on. It also has a battery of 95%. So it would show our main menu where we would control our application, our smartphone. So we have in our requirement we should have an app management. We can install or uninstall apps. So for the apps here we have predefined applications. So those apps are for example our app are listed here: messaging, calling, music, camera, and browser. So for example, we uninstalled one. We can also install it, but in this case, our applications are already installed on our phone. So for example, um we wanna install messaging. So now it will say that messaging is already installed. So let's try to uninstall one and then install it again. So now we will type app management, then to uninstall app. We wanna uninstall our messaging app. So now messaging is closed and messaging is also uninstalled. As you can see, our battery has also been decreased. So now, for example, we type two in our menu that states messaging, but we don't have messaging on our smartphone. So it will state here that messaging is not installed. So now let's get over and install messaging again. So I will type messaging here. As you can see, messaging is now being installed. So let's use e-messaging app. So for our messaging app, we can now choose from the sub menu, send message, close app, or go back to our main menu. So let's send the message. Let's type hello there, and now enter. That we're connected. It says that we sent our message and the battery has been decreased. So let's continue. We can now close the app. This simulates how we open our recently opened apps and click the X on our app so that we will be able to close it so that it won't consume any more RAM. So let's click to. So it states that messaging has been closed. So let's go back to our main menu. So now we are on our main menu. That is how our messaging works. Let's go to our third on our main menu, calling. So now to make a call, we have to press 1 on our sub menu. So number to call. So for example, we have a number to call. And now, as you can see, our speaker has also been called. It states here that it is ringing a tone. And also our battery has been decreased. So that is how it simulates how the components of the smartphone works. So let's press enter. We can make a call again. We can close the app or go back to the main menu. So same thing with messaging. So let's close the app and let's go back. So now we can also run our music, camera, and browser the same way. So let me just quickly go over through each one. So now we will play song title. So now our speaker now plays our music title and the battery has also been decreased. So we can now close the app, go back to the main menu, then play the let's get over to our camera. So camera ready. So for example, it simulates how we point it to what we want to capture. So now let's take a photo. For example, we click the button to take a photo. It states here clicked, photo captured and saved. So now battery has also been decreased. Let's get over, let's close the app and go over to our main menu. So let's go over to our browser. Let's visit a website. For example, our Pinnacle. So now we will, it says here, simulating it as it is loading our URL, battery has also been decreased. And now we can close the app and go back to our main menu. We can also go and in our phone we have the recent apps. So when we have a lot of recently opened apps, we can close it using a singular X button, as we can see in our Android phones. Just click that single X button and everything will be cleared. So that is how number 7, close all apps, work. We click it. Now it states all of the apps has been closed. We can now also power up the app, but we want to show you how battery draining works. So let's quickly go over and use our phone, simulating how we use it continuously throughout the day. Battery is now been 1%. Let's go back. Use our camera. Battery dead. Phone will shut down. So you can see here, battery drained, phone shut down, messaging closed, all of the apps has been closed, and now our phone Galaxy S25 has been powered off, and the simulation is now ended. That is all for our smartphone simulation for our midterm project on object-oriented programming. Thank you for listening.